You think they're gonna sprinkle in some Skrulls in here too, or no?
I don't know. Like, do you do that? Do you include Skrulls, which it looks like they are going to be playing a big point going on? I'm not sure. Um,
Fucking
maybe
like
you.
Spider-Man, like out of nowhere, Spider-Man, they just threw in Skrulls in Spider-Man,
Yeah,
like,
I know.
which
Like
in a way had nothing to do with them, but
it didn't, but it kind of explained, explained certain things about like where is Nick Fury? Why was he more involved?
yeah,
Like things like that. See, I don't know if that's the route they want to go. If they just want to focus on the Eternals and kind of broaden the threat once more, because in lieu of not having a Thanos out there, that major threat has to be replaced by someone else. So is it going to be a Galactus like character, or is it going to be Kane the Conqueror? Are we going to be in a position where there are two big threats going on,
Hmm.
where you have the more cosmic threat, and then you have the more grounded in reality, not the more grounded, but the more um Earth threat. You know, it's going to be interesting how this all ties in, because these stories all connect to one another in some form or fashion.
yeah,
It's just a matter of right now we're at the very beginning of this thread, and we have to get all the way to the end to figure out how this all ties together. So
Yep.
right now, all these stories are going to end up tying together slowly.
yeah. This looks like they're gonna do like an origin, but not really. Like they are who
Yeah,
they are, and then it's gonna do like probably like little flashbacks or just storytelling, just so we know. And then it's gonna
yeah.
lead into like what's going on now, or Thanos, and then now.
Because
But technically, whatever happened with Thanos was 5 years ago,
mhm.
and that's still the time jump in Marvel movies and shows on certain aspects is that time jump of what happened after Infinity War
Yeah.
and Endgame, and that was 5 years. So a whole 5 year span has gone in the movies, and so now really they're ahead of us. Everything is ahead now.
Yeah, which it's exciting to see, because
It's
we're
confusing.
finally hitting. Yeah, it's a little confusing, but we're
Now
getting to the next
everything takes
story.
place in the future. For us,
About damn
everything
time.
takes place in the future.
About damn time. With all this crazy technology and stuff they have now, I can. I don't want to say it's believable, but it's just, the sky's the limit now, because you could just chalk it up to like, oh, they live in the future. They
Because
they have
if you think about
helicarriers.
it, like um even all the shows, I don't know about Loki, but all of most of the shows, like the Disney Plus Marvel shows, Falcon Winter Soldier, that's you know 5 years.
Thing is, like, so, like, when you
Black
said
Widow,
Loki,
that's 5 years.
like when you say Loki, oh, and Black Widow was not 5 years.
Well, Black Widow,
The
no,
end of it,
the end, yeah,
the end, yeah.
that's
But
what it was.
Black Loki, it because it deals so closely with time and time jumping. Like, where do you even place that? Like, you place it at the end of Avengers, the first Avengers movie, because that's the Loki that we have. But then he is privy. He does see how his timeline would have ended up with his death. So going out from here on, like from here on out, at what time does he decide to reintroduce himself? Or
No,
can he, like, because he's going to reintroduce himself to the MCU at timeline, the proper one. But at what time does he do it? It has to be post Thanos at this point.
yeah,
Thing is, he is with the TVA, which is he's a part of the timeline technically, and he might not he's looks like where that ended, he's in a branch reality now because he's in a reality where Kang is running the TVA.
So he's really not even in the present or the future. He's
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 in
just
limbo. Yeah,
in time. Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
So it's gonna be crazy to see how he's reintroduced.
all right.
I've heard rumors that he might appear in um the next door movie. What about him?
Really, that'd be cool.
Yeah.